Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PaPawsProjects. Thought I would pop back in here and give you a little update on the progress that I've been making on this 3D printer build. So if you'd like to see what kind of progress I've been making, stick around and we'll take a look. Okay, so before we get started, let me start by saying that if you're new to the channel, I would certainly appreciate it if you would take the time to click the subscribe button, and if you would like to receive notifications for when new content is uploaded, go ahead and click on the bell and you'll get notified anytime I put new content up on the channel. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to help me grow this channel. Also, there are links below in the description that help the channel out, give you opportunities for things that I've purchased, links to special deals, links to donate or support the channel. So check out the links below. Okay, so yesterday when I uploaded the video, it was a pretty long one. I kind of went through getting things set up. I did some wiring, got the power supply temporary hooked up, got the firmware into the controller, set a few basic parameters to see if I could get it going, and for the most part it done pretty well. It didn't smoke, so that's a good step. Since then I came out here a little while ago and started going through the parameters and wanted to see if there was anything I could do to move this thing along. And what I ended up doing was changing some of the acceleration rates. I left the encoder steps per millimeter and all those settings because I believe they're pretty close, if not right on. If you watch the other video, you'll see that the x-axis, they were both turning fine. They seem to be running about the proper amount. But my, did I say X? I mean Z. The Z-axis, these motors, they were working to be expected. The X and the Y-axis would move if I just moved them 1 millimeter. But if I told it to do 10 millimeters at a shot, they just jerked a little and they didn't move. So I figured I had some parameter issues in there. So what I did when I came back out was went back through the parameters, changed a few things, mainly just set all of the parameters for X and Y identical to the Z, just to see what would happen. And it actually helped quite a bit. What I thought was going to be a huge issue with the Y-axis, because it didn't want to move, I was worried that the resistance and drag on this carriage was just too much for the little motor, but it turns out it was more in the settings. Now there is too much resistance in there, and I'm going to work on smoothing that out and making it easier. And I am going to redesign my X-axis with some of the things I mentioned in the other video, because I'm just not happy with the setup there. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So let me show you. I think you can see hopefully you can see enough of the printer to see what I'm doing. I'm going to go in here and I'll go down to move axis. And the Z really hasn't changed much, but I'll show you. If I go down here and I tell it to move 10 millimeters, she spins. Both of them spinning. I did extend the motor leads. And if I tell it to come back 10 millimeters, they're both coming in sequence with each other. So that seems to be doing pretty well. The problem yesterday was the X and the Y. So the X, I don't have a lead screw in here, but I have a piece of tape for a little flag. When I would hit it on 10 millimeters yesterday, it would just click, click. It wouldn't really go. And now that I've changed the parameters, I hope you can see that. She is definitely turning more to my liking. It seems to be running more in respect to the distance that it should. The speed is running pretty good. So let me come back here and I'm going to go to the Y-axis, which actually has a lead screw and the carriage and everything in it. So let's go to that, and let me go out here 50 millimeters. See, a little squeaky, but you can see that it is overcoming what resistance I have and moving along decent. So that gives me hope. We'll take it out to 200. The measurements seem to be roughly correct. I have not laid a tape measure on them yet, but I set the parameters for my build area to 400. I'm hoping in the end I'll have 500 by 500, but as you can see, it's going, if I set it to 200, it's going to the middle of the travel. So we've made some progress. The one thing that I do have an issue still with is the extruder. I have to diagnose the problem with it because for some reason the extruder motor does nothing. It's just dead. So I got to diagnose whether it is the motor bad, a bad lead, a bad driver, something on the board. I still got to troubleshoot that, but we're moving forward, making progress. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update and show you the progress that I made. I was happy to see that all was not as bad as it seemed yesterday. So with that, I will get out of here and check back with me soon, and we're going to make some more progress. Hopefully I'll have a little more changing done to the X-axis. Maybe I can get the Z-axis reworked so I can actually get the lead screws back in there and start getting some stuff moving around. So all right, thank you for coming, and check back with me soon. See ya.